Here's a question for you. Have you ever gotten a ticket from a speed camera? I know in the United States, it's pretty inconsistent where they all are. Some states ban them, some states allow them. They have to be hidden or in plain view, all of these different things. But apparently, I didn't know this, in the UK, they're kind of invisible now. So you won't know that you got a ticket from a speed camera until it comes to you in the mail. I believe that's how they get them in the UK. If not, you can let me know in the comments. But today's video is called UK Speed Cameras Catch You Before You Even React. Here's why. And this is by DGN Driving. Link will be down below so you can go and check out this channel and support them. I'm sure they would appreciate that. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting video. Before we get going here, if you like this content, please like the video. Let's see what we can see. Good music. Oh.
A lot of drivers get it totally wrong when it comes to speed cameras. So in this video, I'm going through 7 types of cameras you'll encounter on UK roads, how each one actually works, and the myths that are still catching people out. And the camera at number 7, guys, will genuinely surprise most people watching this because it doesn't just check your speed anymore, not even close. Right, we're going to go through them one at a time, starting with the most common one on UK roads.
Wait, it doesn't just check your speed anymore? Oh, I wonder what he means by that. Oh, I suppose he's going to tell us because that's number 7. But oh man, I don't think I've ever gotten a ticket from one of these speed cameras, but I've been in court before and seen people who have gotten tickets from these and they try and dispute it. And it's kind of hilarious because it's like, hello, that's you going through a red light right there. So this is, I think it's going to be interesting.
Right, let's start with this one. The big yellow box on a pole, the Gatso. This is what most people picture when someone says speed camera. And for good reason, because it's been on the UK road since 1992. Longer than a lot of you watching. So, how does it actually work? The camera uses a radar to measure the speed of vehicles approaching. As your vehicle enters the detection area, the radar calculates your speed. Now here's where a lot of people get confused. The Gatso is rear facing. The lens points back down the road to photograph the back of your car as you move away. So some drivers assume the radar must be rear facing too. It isn't. In the classic rear facing Gatso setup, the radar measures your speed as you approach the camera. The lens faces the other direction to photograph the evidence after you've passed.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the ones that I know, well, in the states that I've seen them, I think I've seen them in Texas, maybe in, I believe in California, probably in Washington State. They take a picture of you approaching, and they're usually on a street light. So as you go through the light, it takes a picture. I believe that's kind of what I've seen, but this looks like it's not on a street light, but it is at an intersection. So maybe that's what they're going for here. And I just think this is kind of cool seeing other, this is a side note, by the way. I think it's kind of cool seeing what it looks like in just a regular neighborhood looks like here.
Speed gets recorded. Lens faces the other direction to photograph the evidence after you've passed. Your speed gets recorded first. The photo just confirms it was your car.
Now, the 10% plus 2 thing, a lot of you may have heard of this. So doing 35 in a 30, 46 in a 40, and the idea that you can get away with it and you're safe under those numbers. This guidance comes from the NPCC, that's the National Police Chiefs Council, and it's a threshold below which forces are recommended not to prosecute. It's not the law and it's not a right. So individual forces set their own thresholds, and crucially, it doesn't mean that the camera won't capture you below that number. It means that the force may choose not to act on what it captured. So those are 2 completely different things. So
okay, 10% plus 2.
You can get a ticket for doing 35 in a 30, but you're less likely to receive a ticket for doing 35 in a 30. So
I see. 10% in the 30 would be 3 plus 2. So that's 5. So I don't know why. I don't know if I heard this or for some reason I just believe it in my head, but I always thought 7 miles over the speed limit. That's a weird number. And it's not necessarily, maybe it's just on the highway. Because if it's a 35 mile an hour speed zone, I'm not going to go 42 miles an hour. So anyway, I haven't driven in like 3 or 4 years. So it's a high likelihood that I don't remember these numbers because I haven't driven in a while.
35 and a 30, but you're less likely to receive a ticket for doing 35 and a 30. So do not confuse those two statements.
Okay.
Right, coming up next is a camera that fundamentally changed how speeding is caught on UK roads.
These ones, average speed cameras. The most common system is called specs.
Oh.
These are yellow cameras mounted on poles, sometimes on bridges, often in roadworks, but not always. More on that in a second. Here's exactly how they work. Camera 1 reads your number plate and logs the exact time. Camera 2, further down the road, reads your plate again and logs the time again.
What?
The system then does the maths. Distance between those 2 points divided by the time it took you, that's your average speed over that section. If it's over the enforcement threshold, you're automatically getting a ticket. It's just the maths. No flash either. That's the thing that catches people. There's no visible flash, no indication you've been caught. You just get a letter.
Now,
Oh man, that sucks. You could just be like going out to get, to do a little bit of shopping and then you get home or, about 3-4 weeks later, something in the mail said you were speeding. Oh man. At least I know, like he said, there's no flash. The ones that I know about in the US, like there's a flash. So they took a picture of you. So, maybe you'll get something in the mail, maybe not. But you could just be driving on a regular Sunday or any day of the week for that matter. And boom, you got a ticket and you don't even know until it comes in the mail. Ooh.
the myth, and this one I hear all the time. You can speed between the two cameras and slow down before each one to bring your average down. You can't, and here's exactly why. The calculation is between camera 1 and camera 2. It doesn't care what your speed was at any point in the middle. So if you did 60 in a 50 for the entire stretch and then slow down to 40 for the last 200 meters before camera 2, your average speed is still over the limit. The maths is a maths. So I'm not sure how anyone can plan the exact distance they need to slow down at. And honestly, in my opinion, average speed cameras are harder to beat than any other camera on the list. Right, next.
So I guess I thought it was funny that he's talking about how to beat these cameras, but I guess that's the point of this video. Is trying to figure out how you can beat the camera. You could just drive the speed limit. I mean, I don't know. That's just an idea.
Next up, the camera that is on the motorways right now that most drivers don't even recognize as a camera.
Right, this one. I genuinely believe this is the most misunderstood camera on UK roads. Known as the HADEX 3, Highways Agency Digital Enforcement Camera System, found on smart motorways, and when asked drivers if they know what those small grey units are on the side of the gantries, most of them have no idea they're even looking at speed cameras. They don't look like speed cameras, they're compact, grey, angled down at lanes, no big yellow box, no obvious signage pointing at them, easy to drive straight past without registering what they are. This is where drivers get caught. These cameras can enforce both national speed limit and reduced variable limits. What changes is a limit they're enforcing. On a clear motorway with no variable limits showing, they'll catch you if you're doing over 70. But the moment those overhead signs drop to 60, 50 or 40, that's a new threshold. Same camera, same road, lower limit. So if the gantry is showing 50 because of an incident ahead and you're still doing 70 because you haven't adjusted, that camera is recording you.
Remember, a number in
Where I didn't see it. I don't know what the hell I was looking for, but I wonder. Is it that thing on the side right there? Maybe, I don't know.
Because you haven't adjusted, that camera is recording you.
Remember, a number in a circle on an overhead gantry is a mandatory legal speed limit the moment it activates. Not advisory. It's not a suggestion, it's a law. So the limit can change in seconds, and a lot of drivers don't adjust quickly enough, and because these cameras don't look like cameras, there's no visual trigger to make them react. Next, the cameras that I really dislike, mobile cameras, the ones you genuinely can't predict.
Mobile cameras. And the reason these keep people on their toes is simple. You cannot predict where they'll be. The most common setup is a van.
What the hell? This is a real thing?
Parked at the side of the road or on a bridge. Inside, an operator is using a laser gun, not radar, laser, to target vehicles. That distinction matters because most traditional radar detectors offer little or no warning against laser speed guns. By the time your detector reacts, it's already too late. And the range on these is big, up to 1 kilometer in some cases. So that van you've just spotted on the bridge ahead, you were already in range before you even saw it. Now, something most drivers don't know. A lot of police forces voluntarily publish their planned mobile camera sites. Not all of them, and there's no legal requirement to do so. But many forces put their scheduled locations on their websites. Sometimes.
Well, that's interesting. Did anybody know that? But, I mean, this could come in handy because I am going to be visiting the UK quite often. So, and at some point I'll be driving over there, I'm sure. So this could come in handy. But if anything, it's helping the people out there who actually drive every day over there.
Do so, but many forces put their scheduled locations on their websites, sometimes weekly. Worth looking up your local force. But they are not required to make the camera visible before you reach it. The legal requirement for advanced warning signs applies to fixed cameras, not mobile.
Just one more thing about speed cameras.
Did that guy just get ran over? Because obviously the AI, but
required to make the camera visible before
he didn't
you
get out of the way.
The legal requirement for advanced warning signs applies to fixed cameras, not mobile.
Just one more thing about speed cameras. The oncoming drivers that flash their headlights, warning you of a speed camera van. You're the real ones. Obviously, I'm not encouraging speeding or anything like that.
Oh, dang. Okay. I know in the US, we would do that if there was a police car like hidden or something, because they do that. They hide behind an what do you call it? An overhang or something like an overpass. They'll hide behind an overpass or some hill or something like that. So usually when someone flashed you, that meant that watch out, there's a police officer coming. But then, of course, you had back in the day, if you flashed somebody with high beams, that meant that it was some in like Los Angeles or places like that, that it was like a drug gang initiation. So that's, and you know, if you flash them back, they were going to come and attack you or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I think it's cool that they flash for the speed cameras. That's helpful.
Like that, but camera van. You're the real ones. Obviously, I'm not encouraging speeding or anything like that, but how nice are fellow drivers, total strangers, looking out for one another? If you agree, please like and subscribe. Right, next, the camera that most people just walk past every single day without even realizing it does two jobs at once.
Traffic light cameras, and here's the thing most drivers don't know about these. They don't just catch you jumping a red light. Some modern traffic light camera systems can also enforce speed limits. So if you're putting your foot down to beat an amber and you're over the speed limit while doing it, that can mean two separate offences from the same camera system.
Oh my God.
A red light offence and a speeding offence at the same time.
Now, the penalty for jumping a red light is 3 points and a £100 fine, same as speeding. But if both offences trigger from the same incident, you're looking at both charges separately. That's a bad few seconds of decision making. So the takeaway, don't treat an amber light as green, and definitely don't treat it as a reason to accelerate.
Truvelo, and
yeah, that's usually what people do. The light turns yellow, that means you got to go a little bit faster so you can get through it before it turns red. I'm not saying, you know, for anyone out there to take my words as advice and do that. I'm just saying that's usually what you think.
Light is green, and definitely don't treat it as a reason to accelerate.
Truvelo, and this one is the direct opposite of the Gatso in almost every way. Where the Gatso is rear facing, the Truvelo faces forward. It photographs the front of your vehicle, which means it captures the driver's face directly. And guess how this one detects speed? Not radar. I can just about pronounce this. It's piezoelectric sensors embedded into the road surface. As your tires cross them, the sensors calculate your speed. No radar beam, which means radar detectors are completely useless against it. You get no warning. The flash is also different. The Gatso uses a bright white flash you can see in your mirrors. The Truvelo uses a filtered flash that's far less noticeable than a traditional Gatso flash. So unlike the Gatso, most drivers don't even know they've been caught until the letter arrives.
Now, there is one group that this camera often misses. That's motorcyclists, because it's forward facing and photographs the front of the vehicle, and motorcycles don't have a front number plate. Right, now let's move on to the final camera.
Here we go.
This
was the one he was telling us about.
Is new, and honestly, this is where speed cameras stop feeling like speed cameras and start feeling like something else entirely. The Red Speed Centio. This is a 4D radar AI powered camera, and speed is almost the least interesting thing it does. Yes,
Really?
it measures speed across up to 6 lanes in both directions. But while it's doing that,
What is happening? These cars are going in the wrong direction. AI is funny.
it's also across up to 6 lanes in both directions. But while it's doing that, it's also scanning the driver's hands for a mobile phone, it's checking whether seatbelts are being worn, and through ANPR technology, vehicle details can be checked against relevant databases depending on how the system is deployed, potentially flagging vehicles linked to other offences. So passing this one camera can land you with multiple potential offences. It's not widespread yet, but it's being rolled out. And
Whoa. Okay, so it can catch if you're on your phone. Obviously in the UK, that's something that's not legal. It's not legal in the US. I actually got a ticket for that one time. I was mad because I was at a stoplight and I was talking to Lisa on speakerphone and just had the phone in my hand on the center console, like on the elbow rest, just had my phone there. And I was at a light and the police officer was on a bike on the sidewalk and told me to pull over. And then I pulled over and he gave me a ticket for a mobile. Good old Texas. Anyway, okay, so mobile, seatbelt, okay, that's a thing in the US too, and then the speed.
With multiple potential offences. It's not widespread yet, but it's being rolled out, and the direction of travel is clear. The cameras coming after this one will do more, not less.
What?
Now, I know what some of you are thinking, and yes, there are genuine debates around privacy with technology like this, but this is where things are heading, and the days of only having to worry about your speed around a camera are already ending. Right, let's now talk about the 5 main myths around speed cameras.
Okay.
There's always a warning sign before a speed camera. Most fixed cameras are signposted, but there is no general legal requirement for every speed camera to have advanced warning signs. For mobile cameras, no, there is no legal requirement whatsoever. A van tucked out of sight with a laser gun is completely within the law. You're safe at 10% plus 2. We've covered this in the Gatso section, but it's worth repeating here because it applies to every camera on the list. Remember, forces can and do set their own limits. You're not legally protected under that number. Covering your number plate means no ticket. Obscuring your plate is a criminal offence. You're trading a potential speeding fine for something significant.
Wait, what means no ticket? Hold on.
You're not legally protected under that number. Covering your number plate means no ticket. Obscuring your plate is a criminal offence. You're trading a potential speeding fine for something significantly worse. My dashcam footage will prove I wasn't speeding. Only if your dashcam records GPS speed data. Footage alone doesn't prove speed. And even a GPS log dashcam speed isn't calibrated evidence in the way enforcement devices are. It's supporting information at best. Speed cameras are just about making money. Here's some data for you. On the A9 in Scotland alone, official data showed fatal casualties fell by over 40% after average speed cameras were introduced. Whatever your view on cameras, that's difficult to ignore.
Right guys, just about finished the video in time. As you can see, it's getting dark, and my honest take is that speed cameras aren't going anywhere. The technology is just getting more and more advanced, and as you've just seen, they're not just looking at your speed anymore. Please drop a comment.
Wow. That was a great video. I like the animation. That made it interesting too. Okay. So there's speed cameras over there, obviously. And go to speed limit, I suppose, is what he's trying to say. And do all the other things you're supposed to do. Put on your seatbelt. Don't have your phone in your hand. Those types of things there. I don't know. Has anybody out there been caught by one of these? What are your thoughts on them? I'd be curious to know. That was a great video. If you did like it, then go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, man. It's easy and it's free. My name is Greg. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.